Oh my god, I'm getting... Oh, I totally forgot I had this. Oh my god.
Nice.
One
Up
shot
there, up there.
tree. Got one.
What's going on, everyone? Skizma here, and yeah, it's been a while. It's been like, what, a year since my last proper video if you don't count the quick, low-effort one I put out last June. And we're just gonna forget about the target release dates I set on those, just like how we're gonna ignore the fact I forgot to hide my Spotify widget while recording. Anyways, a lot's changed over the last year and there's a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. So right away, you'll notice that the asset I'm using for armor has been updated to actual armor now, and we've changed the pickup method from being auto pickup when you walk over it to an actual switch. This is a nice quality of life change because we were seeing situations of accidental armor swaps and situations where players would loot a box and not even realize they picked up an armor because it happened so fast. You probably also noticed that the playspace we're on looks a lot different from before, and that's because last summer we finally retired the demo map and started playtesting on the official map. Some other key changes we've made since then are that we reverted back to the Pelican, which you saw at the beginning, although this time we're using the actual Pelican object and have a custom third-person camera, so it's way better. We've also added UI messaging for certain mechanics such as gliding and healing to teach players how to do them, updated our armor effects to only display when taking damage so players have to actually earn this information by engaging rather than giving it to them for free, and in version 0.7 we added a nav marker system which shows icons for loot, armor, and healing items, which you can see right here. These blue energy orbs you're seeing are your healing items now and replace the sandwiches from before. We did this for two main reasons. One, it just made more sense to be something to heal your shields with, and two, the physics of the sandwiches were having collision issues where players were having a hard time picking them up and instead accidentally kicking them around. Something I've added back in this version are vehicles, and the way they work is I have a handful of spawn locations for mongooses, ghosts, and warthogs, and at the start of the match I spawn one of them each randomly at one of these locations. Arguably the biggest feature of this version is the introduction of multi-team. This is how the mode was meant to be played, and I'm super stoked that we finally got it in. I want to give a major shout out to Starkey, who recently jumped on the project to help me with this and some other mechanics, which I'll get into in just a bit. One thing I notice here is that whenever you get revived in multi-team, you come back with the energy that you had from before, which obviously isn't intended, so I'll have to take care of that. Also, I got a lot of great feedback from the playtesters this past weekend, so I'll be looking to implement some of those changes as well. When it comes to bug fixes, there were a few I was able to squeeze into this version, which I'm pretty happy about. One of them was this early despawn bug, which would happen on armor and healing items. What was happening was, when one of these items got picked up by a player and reset back into the loot pool, its despawn timer didn't get reset. So if that same item then got pulled just before its timer was going to expire, it would reset before the player could pick it up. Another was with the storm, in that the values for each storm wave weren't set properly, so the matches typically ended in the same general area. I've fixed this now and the randomness is a lot better. But most importantly, a bug that's been around since the very beginning is the inability to heal while inside the storm. This has now been fixed and it makes a huge difference when having to run long distances. Another notable thing in this version is that I finally took all of the scripts off of the map and saved them onto a game mode file. This freed up over 10% of the overall budget, which is going to go a long way in helping me finish the map. Which is a good time to mention, everything you see here is still a work in progress, so just keep that in mind. Things are starting to finally take shape, but I'm still working on it. When it comes to performance, this is something I'm constantly looking at and thinking of ways to improve. Most recently in this version, I completely overhauled our nav marker system, clearing out about 100 nodes in the process. When comparing this to our previous version 0.7, which had 24 events running simultaneously, the difference was night and day. There are still areas to improve upon here though, so it's a continuous process. Here I noticed that the storm's actually closing outside of the map, so that bug fix I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have to dial back a little bit. Now, that pretty much covers everything since my last video, so what's next? Well, we're going to be working on an update to our storm system which uses the shrinking zones from last Spartan Standing to see if we can get those in, a respawn station system where you can use points accumulated throughout the match to buy back dead teammates. We're going to be experimenting with a little bit of AI to tie into this point system and see how that plays, and a top secret mechanic that I don't want to reveal just yet, but if we can get it in, I think it's going to take this BR experience to the next level. Well, that just about does it for this one. I just wanted to take a moment to thank all the playtesters and supporters who have helped me keep this project alive. I know it's been a long time coming, but we're finally getting somewhere. I do this out of pure passion for Halo and its community, and to be honest, I think we have one of the best in gaming. Also, I'm now affiliated with both Poggers and Starforge systems, so if either of these products are appealing to you and you want to support me, an easy way to do that is to use my links in the description below. If you love this type of content and want to see more, make sure you're subbed to the channel and you follow me on social media as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
You would look great with that fade.
Shut up.
You guys are crazy.
Hey, Riz, you would too. You would too. We'll never know because
Nah, dude. That
Riz,
ain't for me, bro.
Riz, I'll do it if you do it.
I'll pay for both of them right now. I'll pay for both of them.
Danny!